What's up, everybody? All right, so this is going to be a review on the Grom, the MSX 125, and what I think about it. Is it the best possible bike you could probably get for riding around on Saigon as a solo cruiser and even with the passenger? Yeah, I think we're going to answer that question right off the bat because, you know, I'm not one of those YouTubers that makes you wait 20 minutes, but in my opinion, after riding this for 100 miles all around Saigon, this is the best bike for Saigon, hands down. Now, if you're going to be going and adventuring and shit, you know, there's different bikes for that. You're going to need a bike that can handle going off-road a little bit. This would not be what you would be looking for that, but as a commuter and an all-around bike to get around Saigon, this cannot be beat. I'm telling you that right now. This thing is fantastic. The position is extremely comfortable. Now I'm around 6'1", so I fit perfect on this thing. I don't feel cramping. My knees are tucked right in. There's no pressure on my wrists. It's an extremely comfortable ride. So let's get riding. Cue some lame music like every other YouTuber. I'll skip the music. I hate that kind of shit. Extremely fast coming car because everyone's in a hurry in Saigon. So yeah, for me, I love this thing. Now this is Winnie's bike. Got to give her lessons on how to drive still before it's fully hers. I've got it kind of broken now. Need to get a few little things installed. Rear carrier rack, frame sliders. She probably will drop it. But the position's very comfortable. There's no pressure on your wrist. The MT-15 has a big problem of pretty much being a crotch rocket riding position that puts you so far forward. I even have risers on, handlebar risers, and it still puts pressure. I might as well be on a sports bike on the MT-15. And it's a heavy bike. For 155 cc's, it feels the weight of a full bike, a full 600. This feels extremely light. You can just whip it around. I mean, you can drive like a total dickhead in this thing with no problem. Is the power there? I mean, pretty good for a 125 with a, you know, 228-pound guy on it. I'm not complaining at all. That's more than enough to get up and go, you know? We're getting into rush hour. Its size is what's really its beauty. We can go right away. Gas tank is smaller. About 120 miles per the tank. That's what I'm getting, 100 miles. I really like this thing. I think it's extremely fun. It is a joy to drive. It's highly maneuverable. It's even comfortable with the passenger. When he's on, it's not a big deal at all. The MT-15 is extremely noticeable with the passenger. This is not nearly as noticeable with the passenger, surprisingly, which I found to be surprising as well. The only negatives I can really draw out is the clutch. The stock clutch length is very long. The pull out from the clutch on the hand, it's a long pull out. It needs adjusted to be shorter. That's not a big deal, it's fixable. The seat is uncomfortable after, I don't know, half hour. Again, this thing's really never getting ridden more than a half hour, 20 minutes tops. So, for what it's doing, it does a great job. I can't think of really too many complaints I have on this thing. I'm trying to find some. I have plenty of complaints about the MT-15 now, but they're all minor. But like, if I was to buy a bike again just for Saigon, and it's my first bike, it's gonna be this. This just makes more sense. Again, there's no storage like a scooter has, which sucks. But This thing's extremely easy to use, and it brakes quickly if you're getting into some trouble. It's not heavy like a full-size bike. You know, I'd almost detour you from a full-size bike till you've been driving here for a while. Your bar's all open. Everything's open. Everything's serving alcohol too. I don't even know why they tried to not serve alcohol. It was the dumbest thing ever. All white lady. Yeah, I struggle to find things that are wrong with this thing. Again, as a commuter bike in Saigon, it's wonderful. I've driven around rush hour. It's not too heavy. No pressure on the wrist. It's just super light bike, super fun. Not lots of power, but plenty enough to get out of a situation. Plenty enough to get where you're going. Transmission's pretty smooth. It's pretty easy to find neutral. If you're sitting at a light, you know, you want to pop it in neutral and rest your hand a little bit. Pop it in, let go. Clicks down pretty good. It does have a little bit of issues shifting into first sometimes, but probably with the first oil change, go to something fully synthetic. That should take care of it, just like it did with the MT-15. This park is all back open, that's good. They have a bunch of different festivals at this park. They have Tet Festival, Japan Festival. We're coming up on the Pink Cathedral and the market on the right, which I've filmed like 1,000 times. I would say pro tip, I'm not a big yellow light runner, even though it's like a thing here. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's up to you, but for me, nah, I'm good. I like the mirrors. I don't think I'd put smaller ones on. They're positioned very well. I can see exactly what's going on, where I need to see what's going on. I do use mirrors in Vietnam. People love to take mirrors off of bikes. That is not a thing for me. I don't take mirrors off. Mirrors are very useful, especially when you're switching lanes. You always want to check your blind side, but you know, it's there. The brakes are good on this thing. You know, there's no power on it. It's a 125. You could probably put a different sprocket on. She doesn't want an exhaust, even though I try to explain to her you're more known around you, but you know, it's her bike, so whatever she wants. She just wants a little luggage thing out back, so whatever she wants. There's this market. Getting back to life. Turn back down, go down the windway. It's got a super tight turning radius too, as you just saw. Like, easy. It's just super portable maneuverability. It's like, it's just an easy bike to drive. If you're a beginner and you want not a scooter but a motorcycle, I mean, it is small. You're gonna look, if you're big like me, you're gonna look weird on it, but I could give two shits less. Like, I don't do things for how people perceive me to look. So, unless somebody's filming out here on his GoPro. I don't know how much of riveting material that's going to make. Maybe B-roll or something. You kind of figure that out as you make a lot of videos. People don't care about that stuff. This is where we saw the guy selling the turtle for dinner. Neutral was easy to find. I really like this white and red combo as well. You know, the suspension's nice. It's set just perfect. You're not hunched forward at all. There's no pressure on this particular part. The MT-15 just drives insane pressure here. You know, my next bike, since I'm a sport bike guy, is gonna be a ZX25R probably. Because I'm already laying down on the MT, might as well commit to the laydown. I'm in no hurry to buy anything. I'm talking years down the line. My MT-15 is still fine for me. I'll drive this thing probably every time we're out wind. I do not like riding a passenger on the MT-15. It just puts even more pressure on you. So it's just not a... MT-15 is a good commuter bike if you're solo always and you're not riding more than 20 minutes. It's got a bunch more power than this. But I think they could have made a lighter bike with that size motor, you know. They could have made a lighter bike. I don't know if I'm convinced on a full frame 17 horsepower motorcycle. I don't know how much power this has. I'm gonna guess 7 or 8, maybe 10. It feels around 10. But again, you're not buying this for power. There's no power purchasing on this. So yeah, that's the review, and the price is really good. You know, it's 2200 USD, 2400 USD. So I mean, great price, great bargain, great bike. If you're a beginner and you're looking for a bike in Saigon and you still want to be on a motorcycle shifting gears rather than on a scooter, this would be an excellent choice that I think I would never get rid of. If I don't see us ever selling this bike because it has such versatility, you know. It does so well at what it does, being a commuter bike, that, yeah. Well, on the other hand, I could easily get rid of the MT-15 and go to something else. That's more of a toy commuter bike. Yeah, the clutch just needs shortened on the out. That's not hard to do. I would definitely put an exhaust on this thing. Exhaust does help here. People tend to get out of your way. I could sit here right now and rev this lady out of my way if I needed to turn. Everything's open. A lot of things for rent. A lot of businesses went under. I mean, what do you expect? It's so crazy to me. So that's the review. If you were here for the review, you can sign off now. The rest is just going to be a moto vlog talking, more driving footage of this.